Jill here once again from Relax, Release and Reiki. So this video actually is going to be more on the coaching side of things. Well, 100% is actually. If there is a Reiki that goes with this, if you want to listen to that or if you've already listened to it, there is a link in the description. So this is what we're going to explore here is how to bring about more harmony by releasing judgment and focus in on that. So judgment is a really interesting one, and it's something that I have to pull myself up on regularly. I'll fully hold my hand up to that. And I think the reason is that we live in a dichotomous world. Everything is judged, nanosecond by nanosecond. We kind of, if in simplistic terms, if in a sense, if you drew a line down our brain, obviously this is not anyway physiologically accurate, but if you think we've got a series of filing cabinets in our brain, and one side of the room, our brain, is that stuff that we consider to be good, and the other bad, and we're constantly assessing every single experience as it comes in. We're wanting to categorize it. So this is a good film. This is a bad film. This tastes good. This doesn't taste good. They look good. They don't look good. I feel good. I feel bad. So constantly, every single thing. And our culture, I would say, reinforces that as well. And so judgment is an inherent part of the way that we respond to the world. That said, what I've noticed in my journey, a personal development journey, is that I was actually judging other people harshly, I would say, and it was creating frustration in me, and at times anger, and sometimes that would lead to then conflict, the full-on argument or crosswords or whatever, it's not leading to not a good place, not an uplifting place. So there's an encouragement in this video to think about, is there a scenario where you're feeling frustrated or angry, or even anxious about, something that's taking you out of flow, out of harmony? I think it's very common for we to have these. It could be something very small, or it could be something much more impactful in your life. So yes, so think about that particular thing or person, whatever it happens to be, that scenario basically. And then I invite you to think about your part in all of this. So it's very easy when other people are involved to project out and see it as their fault, and kind of lay the blame in their court. And that's not to say that maybe they're not acting or behaving in a good way, but nevertheless we have our part to play. So we can't control the other person, but we can control ourselves. So thinking about that particular scenario, what are your thoughts around it? What judgments are you making? That's where I'm leading to. Yeah, this can actually be a little bit uncomfortable because, like, ooh, I didn't realise that I was thinking that way. So it takes a little bit of practice to kind of hold the mirror up and think about this. So I would invite you to actually write it down, because writing is a lot like talking therapy. It engages that part of the brain, and rather than, because it's so easy when you're just thinking, you get distracted, other thoughts come in that divert your attention away, particularly when it's a little bit uncomfortable. Something like this where we're holding the mirror up to ourselves. It's like, ooh, I'm not going to think about that, so I'm going to think about what I'm going to have for dinner tonight instead. So yeah, encourage you, grab a pen and paper, write out the scenario. So How do you feel about it? What emotions is it spiking up in you, triggering in you? And then think about your response. What judgments, and sorry to say it, but there will be some, are you making about this particular scenario? And then on what basis are you making those judgments? Are they based on fact? Are they based on previous experience? Are they just convenient because then it kind of lets you off the hook? Yeah, really dive into it. And even if it is that the other person or the scenario is not the most uplifting, or they're behaving badly, or what we would normally consider to be a bad thing that's going on, I invite you to release that judgment, let it go, and then to do that, create a release statement. So whatever judgments you identify when you go through this exercise, then at the end of it, write down a release statement. So I'm going to say to yourself, I release, or I'm ready to release, feeling X, Y, and Z, whatever it is that has come up for you. Yeah, that the other person is being unreasonable, hurtful, jealous, nasty, I don't know, whatever it is, get it down on paper, write your release statement. I'm ready to release X, Y, and Z. And then, so write your release statement, and then write in your welcome statement. Because when we release, we create space energetically. So release all that judgment, and then what do you want to replace it with? So I always just go to love. I mean, I just feel, and I encourage you to do that as well. So no conditions, just instead of all of that, I welcome in acceptance of that person. I welcome in feeling at peace with the situation, feeling at peace with the person. I send them love. I know that's quite hard, depending on what's happened. But yeah, as much as you can, even if you don't necessarily feel it in your heart at this moment, I really encourage you to invite love into your heart, compassion, acceptance, yeah. And you're just, the feeling of angst, of anger, frustration, they will start to subside. Maybe not initially, it's not like a click of the fingers, although sometimes it can be, but you'll notice that the energy behind those emotions will start to subside, and that you will come back into feeling more peaceful, more harmonious. So yes, you've got your release statement and you've got your welcome statement. So when you feel ready, I would say take a nice deep breath in and then release the breath, and then say your release statement, and then take another lovely deep breath in and really feel as though you're gathering up all of the energy of those emotions, that judgment, and then breathe it out. You've set the intention, I release, let it go, let it go. And then repeat that process for the welcome statement. I welcome in, take a nice deep breath in and then release the breath. And then say your release statement, your welcome statement. I welcome in love, acceptance, but a bit of context around it as well, so that your brain and energy knows exactly what you're talking about. And then again, breathe in, feeling that you're drawing in those emotions, those feeling, that energy, and then release to then let go again of anything that's lingering in terms of your release statement. It may be that you feel that you want to do this a few times, maybe in that moment, or come back to it, and just over the next few days, do your release and then your welcome. And then you may get to the point where you're not feeling that angst, you're not feeling that prickly, heavy, negative energy, in which case just continue to then invite your welcome statement. And then you'll feel yourself come back into alignment, feel more harmonious, feel more at peace. Yeah, very simple technique, but incredibly powerful. And really try to get some energy behind it. So when you're doing the release, really feel like you're gathering up those judgments, as if you're sort of collecting them. And then when you release it, really purposefully, I absolutely, with every cell of my being, want to release this energy. I am releasing it, and letting it go with my out breath. And likewise again, really feel the energy of love, compassion and acceptance. It's a warm, all-embracing feeling. And really allow yourself to feel that. Like I say, you can build it up over time. When we're angry, sometimes it's very hard to get into that mindset. So take your time over the next few days, try this technique. Let me know how you get on. If you've got any questions at all about this, about a scenario that you're struggling with, leave me a comment and I'll do my utmost to try to help you out. Also, just leave me a thumbs up or, I don't know, some kind of emoji. It really helps then get this video in front of other people. And of course, if you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. That would be absolutely fantastic. So wishing you lots of love and happiness.